What's up, YouTube? Thanks for joining us with another video. Super excited about this one. I wanted to switch it up. It's been raining here in Florida the last couple of days, so it's been a little tough on content. But I did a full interview of basically who I am, what my experience is like, to give you guys a more idea of who I am. So super excited about this one. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and show some love. But stay tuned. Here we go.
How did you grow up? What was your childhood like?
I'd say my childhood was honestly the biggest blessing. And what I mean by that is, so my father, best man I've ever met. He's got the biggest heart in the world, wears his heart on his sleeve. But I didn't grow up in a 4-story house. You know, we had food on our plate, but we weren't the most wealthy family around. And, you know, my dad made happen what he could to his best ability. What I mean by that is he tried his absolute best at everything he could to make things happen. And I look back at it now, being a father, being an older person, like where I'm at now. I look back at it and I'm like, man, I really appreciate that dude. Because now looking back at it here, I can actually see the perspective of where he was at and the things that he was doing, and have a lot of appreciate it more, I guess you could say. But growing up, I mean, it was just, middle class family, middle class neighborhood. I worked for everything I had from the time I was 12 years old. My dad made it very clear, if you want things in life, you need to work for it. And he taught me that at a young age. That eagerness created me to start my own lawn care, go after that dream. I was walking dogs, picking up trash around the neighborhood. And then I actually had an older mentor of mine that lived in the neighborhood that had started a lawn care that grew it up to be this big business. Me and him are still really good friends to this day. And, seeing that as a younger kid showed me that you can actually create something out of this life. You can go after it. And I've kind of had both of those guys in my corner since I was a kid that I'm super appreciative of.
A lot of people kind of steer away from the sales industry. Why did you love it and why did you stay in it for so long?
Yeah, great question. So as a young kid, I had a couple hourly jobs that I got when, entrepreneurship kind of gave me the level of you got to go after it, you got to put more effort in. And I didn't push further enough. I just would say, screw it, it's not working, and go try to find a job. But when I went to go find those jobs, I realized real quick I'm getting paid 15, 12, $20 an hour for 1 hour's work. And I mean, even as a kid, when I was going door to door handing out flyers for my lawn care business, I was making more money doing that than I was at any other job on a time basis. So I learned really fast that if you start trading your time for money and not like a skill set for money, you'll always be stuck in that rat race. Um, Shout out Mark Cuban. I'm a big fan of him. I watched some videos of him when I was a kid, and he basically said you have to master marketing and sales before entrepreneurship even becomes a thing. So I was a big believer in that. Put my head down, got my first sales job when I was 18. Um, and at that point, it just kind of ran with it. Did really good in pest control door to door as an 18-year-old kid. That's when I just had my son, so back was against the wall. I had to perform, pushed me to do, think bigger, want to be better. Went into the car business for a few years, did super well there, made a lot of money. Then I went to the roofing space, landed in window cleaning.
And why window cleaning after all of those industries? Why did you pinpoint your eyes on window cleaning?
Simplicity. Window cleaning is super simple. I've met a lot of business owners that have a very stressful life. Not saying that window cleaning isn't stressful and there's times where it gets hard, but I saw a business that can be scaled and it's very simple. Alex Hormozy always said, small tool business. I went to Lowe's, got everything I needed, and I was making $500 a day the next day. So the reason I went after window cleaning is truly just because it's super simple.
And when you started building out the team, kind of building a name for your window cleaning business, how did you learn how to market and kind of go about that?
So marketing was something I've tested since I was young. I've spent thousands of dollars on Facebook ads with different business ideas and stuff that I've tried. I've just learned it over time. I mean, I'll be honest with you, YouTube University taught me everything I know. Facebook ads isn't really that hard. I think a lot of people overcomplicate it. Make it easy. It's all about the creative, especially with local business, and you'll get a lot of leads.
What home services have you been in so far?
Been in lawn care, pest control, roofing, power washing, window cleaning. I've done six figures in every single industry. Um, so I have about 10 years experience in home service between sales, marketing, whole nine yards.
So why home service?
So when I was a kid, there was a guy named Mr. Dave. He used to live on our block. And I used to go knock on his door and he'd give me a handful of quarters when I'd walk his dog. And that kind of created something in my head of like, I'm helping people. They're giving me money. I wanted more things as a kid. And the only way I could do that is if I really made my own money. So a light bulb kind of went off in my head. Guy down the road ended up hiring me for like $7 an hour to pick up leaves in his backyard. That trickle affected into me starting a lawn care business. It's been something I've been doing since I was a kid that I just enjoy. You're talking to people every day. You're helping them improve something on their home, and you're getting paid for it. And you're getting paid well if you do it right.
What are day-to-day duties that you think are the most important?
So the one thing I think you should track on a daily basis is KPIs for everyone in your business. Now that's only for people that actually have upper management in certain positions over each kind of place in the business. But I definitely think you should monitor KPIs on a daily basis. Even if you're an owner operator, make sure you're hitting the income goals you want. Make sure you're selling the service plans or whatever goal it is to help you scale. Set that on a daily objective and make sure you guys are hitting that. On top of that, I mean, marketing 101. Like, make sure your marketing is dialed. Make sure you're getting the return on the dollar you're expecting. Because if you don't monitor that, you're just going to be spending cash with no leads.
What was your best month and why do you think it was your best month?
Right now, for us, our best month was $32,000. That was last April of 2025. We did close to that just because of the push we did. So we ended up hiring two more guys. We ended up spending more on marketing. We put more emphasis on neighbors. We were knocking doors. We were doing everything, but our majority of our income came from inbound leads, new business, which is awesome. Like, we did really good. But the biggest thing I've learned is if I can't keep a guy busy year round, then I don't want to keep him at all. So what I mean by that is a lot of window cleaning companies will hire people during season and then fire people during like not during the season. And like, we could do the same thing. I just don't have the same viewpoint on it. I think it's unethical. Like, if I hire someone, I want to make sure I can keep them as an employee, build a long-term relationship with them, and not just have to get rid of them when we're not busy.
So what do you do during the slow seasons to ensure that you're going to keep those employees?
So last year, what we did during slow season is honestly just boots on the ground. I think the cool part about window cleaning in general is it never stops. Windows never stop getting dirty. People just have this mindset of spring cleaning, like this is when we should do it, and don't really pay attention to it until then. So as long as you can get some boots on the ground, go door to door, show them that issue, show them that pain point, I think you can still get business. And you can utilize that in pretty much any market. I mean, obviously, if it's snowing outside up north, it'd probably be a little hard. Down here in Florida, it's pretty easy.
What was the golden nugget or the best piece of advice that you had with this business that you actually saw real results and just kept going with it?
Talent. I think with any type of local service business like we're in, getting leads, selling, all that stuff is something that's super easy. You can do it very fast. If you're doing it right, obviously, you're probably have to go through some trials and tribulations. But I think the fastest way you can truly scale a home service business is finding good talent. And I learned that very quick. When I was hiring technicians in the beginning, I really wasn't interviewing right. I wasn't qualifying right. I was just kind of hiring anybody that showed up to the interview. And the problem I ran into is I was running into guys that weren't taking it seriously, had other obligations that distracted them from work, and they just truly weren't the best fit. Once I started focusing on that, really finding good talent, it allowed us to scale because I had people I could rely on. I think in the home service space, that's probably the biggest thing that stops people from scaling is finding those people you can rely on, finding good talent that's going to allow you to hold a good reputation and grow to the point of where you want to be.
Do you think it would be a good idea for basically any home service and business to have multiple services, or should they focus on one and try to be the top professional in that one service?
Great question. So, in my philosophy, if you're going to start a home service business, you have a purpose. And what I mean by that is with us with window cleaning, if a window's dirty, our solution is to make it clean. If you're in a home service and you have 17 different solutions to all these different types of problems, it's going to be hard to scale that. So my idea is with window cleaning is we're only a window cleaning company. We don't offer pressure washing. We don't offer anything else. Only window cleaning. Let's master that. Let's scale that. And then once we get enough clients, that will allow us to expand our services a little bit more and have the time, have the capital to actually train our technicians to do those things, then we can do that. But for the beginning, when you're first starting out, I think less service is better. All right, guys, so if you've made it this far in the video, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for showing some support. Thank you for viewing our entire video. That's pretty hard to find nowadays, but if you've made it this far and you own a home service business and you're looking to grow and scale your company, we have created our own school community. We will include that in the description of this video. It's also in the link in the bio of my Instagram. It's the same username of this YouTube channel. So if you're looking to grow, go ahead and join that community. We'd be happy to see you guys. So other than that, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.